Commercial electrical bidding is how small electrical companies grow into real businesses. But a lot of contractors are afraid of it. The plans look complicated, the process seems formal, the stakes feel higher. And bid it wrong, and you either don't get the job or you lose money on it. Today, I'm walking you through how to bid commercial electrical jobs the right way. From reading the plans to calculating your numbers to submitting a competitive proposal that wins work and makes you money. Commercial electrical work is where the real volume is. A single commercial tenant improvement can be worth more than a dozen residential service calls. A commercial lighting retrofit, an office build-out, a warehouse electrical installation, these are jobs that put serious money through your business and make your schedule predictable. Commercial clients are also more consistent. A property management company with 20 properties needs electrical work constantly. Once you establish a relationship and prove your reliability, the work keeps coming without you having to find a new customer every week. The key to accessing commercial work is being able to bid it credibly. That means understanding the estimating process, knowing your costs, and producing a professional proposal. Before you spend 10 hours estimating a job, qualify it. Not every bid opportunity is worth pursuing. Questions to ask. Is this project in your service area and within your capacity? Do you have the crew and equipment to handle this job if you win it? Is the timeline realistic? Who are you competing against? Are you bidding against large companies with massive overhead advantages that will undercut you? If the project is a government job or a bonded commercial project, you'll need to verify you have the bonding capacity required. Many commercial jobs over a threshold require payment and performance bonds, and not all contractors are bondable. Qualification also means assessing the client. A GC or property owner you've never worked with, do they pay their subs reliably? In the commercial world, slow payers and contract disputes are real risks. Ask around in your network if it's a name you don't recognize. Don't bid everything. Bid the jobs you can win and do well. Commercial projects have electrical plans and specifications. Plans are the drawings. They show what needs to be installed, where, and the layout. Specs are the written documents that describe quality standards, materials requirements, installation methods, and any special requirements. Both matter. Plans without specs miss important requirements. Reading only the specs without the plans means you don't understand the layout and scope. Obtain the full plan set, electrical drawings plus architectural drawings that show the overall project scope. The architectural drawings tell you things the electrical drawings don't: room sizes, ceiling heights, wall locations, finish schedules. The specifications will tell you things like required equipment brands, minimum wire sizes, even where code allows smaller, installation methods for specific applications, and testing requirements. Miss something in the specs and you either fail inspection or you're buying materials you didn't price. The takeoff is the systematic process of counting everything that needs to be installed. Every outlet, switch, fixture, panel, wire run, conduit run, circuit, junction box, and piece of equipment. Start with a systematic approach. Take off one discipline at a time. First distribution and panels, then branch circuits, then devices and fixtures, then specialty systems like fire alarm and low voltage if in scope. Use a scale ruler or digital takeoff software to measure conduit runs and wire lengths accurately. Commercial projects can have long wire runs. Misestimating by 20% on a large project can cost you thousands. For conduit, remember to account for fittings, couplings, straps, and other hardware. A conduit system is more than just the sticks of pipe. All the accessories add up. Add waste factor to your material quantities. A standard waste factor for wire is around 10%. Conduit systems should include fittings and connection hardware. Device quantities should include spares for breakage. Takeoff software like AccuBid, Conest, or Trimble Estitrack makes this faster and more accurate than manual counts. If you're doing commercial work regularly, estimating software is worth the investment. It also creates a material list that makes procurement much easier. Labor is typically the largest cost in an electrical estimate and the one that requires the most judgment. Get this wrong in either direction, and you either lose the bid or lose money on the job. Labor productivity rates, how long it takes to install each item, are the foundation. NECA, National Electrical Contractors Association, publishes labor unit manuals that give standard productivity rates for virtually every installation type. These are based on industry data and give you a benchmark. NECA rates are industry averages for experienced crews in normal conditions. Adjust them based on your crew's actual productivity, project-specific conditions, and the type of work. Tight spaces, high ceilings, difficult access, all of these slow productivity and should be reflected in your labor estimate. Your labor rate is your loaded hourly cost per worker, wage plus payroll taxes, workers' comp insurance, benefits. This is your true cost of labor, not just the hourly wage you pay. A journeyman at $35 per hour with workers' comp at 15%, payroll taxes at about 12%, and any benefits is actually costing you roughly $45 per hour or more. Multiply your labor units by your loaded labor rate to get your labor cost. Add supervision. A working foreman cost is often allocated as part of the crew or added as a percentage for larger jobs. Price your materials against your takeoff quantities. For a commercial bid, get current pricing from your electrical distributor. Material prices fluctuate. Don't use prices from 6 months ago on a new bid. On larger projects, you can often negotiate material pricing with your distributor. If you win the job and the volume justifies it, distributors will discount for committed purchase volume. Include sales tax on materials in your cost calculation unless the project is tax-exempt. Some government projects are. Build in a material escalation contingency for projects with long time frames. If you're pricing a job today that won't start for 6 months and won't finish for a year, material prices may change. Your contract should address how material price changes are handled, or you build a contingency into your price. Direct cost, labor plus materials, is what it costs you to do the work. But your business has overhead, truck payments, insurance, office costs, accounting, licensing, the time you spend estimating and managing jobs you don't pay yourself as field labor. All of that overhead needs to be recovered through your bids. Calculate your overhead as a percentage of revenue. Take your total annual overhead costs and divide by your total annual revenue. That percentage gets added to every bid. Profit margin is on top of overhead. You're not in business to break even, you're in business to profit. Typical electrical contractor net profit margins range from 5 to 15% on commercial work, with the range depending on competition, specialization, and efficiency. Your total markup over direct cost is overhead plus profit. If your overhead rate is 20% and you want a 10% profit margin, you're applying a 30% markup on direct costs. Be realistic about what's competitive in your market. Bidding too high means not winning jobs. Bidding too low means working for free or at a loss. Know your number and understand your competition. A professional proposal presents your price clearly and professionally. It should include your company information and license number, the project name and address, the scope of work in plain language, any exclusions, your price, payment terms, and your signature. Exclusions matter. List everything that is not included in your price, items you saw in the plans but chose not to include, work that is outside the scope of the electrical contract, owner-furnished equipment that you're hooking up but not supplying. Ambiguous scope leads to disputes after the job. Use unit pricing or breakdowns when appropriate. Large commercial clients and GCs sometimes want to see a breakdown of your price, labor, materials, overhead, and profit separately. Others want a single number. Know your client's preference. Your payment terms protect your cash flow. Net 30 is standard, but you can negotiate retention terms and progress billing schedules on large jobs. Get payment terms in writing before you start. After submitting a bid, follow up with the GC or client within a few days. Ask if they have any questions about your proposal and confirm your bid was received. If you don't win the job, ask why. Was it price? Was it something in your scope? Was it a relationship? This feedback is valuable for improving future bids. Track your win rate over time. If you're winning more than 40 to 50% of competitive bids, you may be bidding too low. If you're winning less than 20%, you're either bidding too high or not qualifying the right opportunities. Commercial bidding is a skill that gets better with practice. The contractors who invest time in learning to estimate accurately, price competitively, and submit professional proposals are the ones who build sustainable commercial businesses. Start with smaller commercial projects where the stakes are manageable and work up. Subscribe to Hardwired Trades for more real-world content for electrical contractors. Subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.